There, Billy. Now, if you and your folks will go by the desk, you'll be able to go home.
Thanks.
All right, you listen to us, young man.
William, how could you?
Mom, it was an accident.
Caused by drinking. I can still smell it on you.
You know what time it is? It's 8 in the morning. Now, until about an hour ago, when the hospital called, we had no idea where you were.
Why won't you tell us where you were all this time? Who brought you to the hospital?
How's the patient?
Stay away from my son!
Look, Mr. and Mrs. Douglas, your son needed some help.
No, not from you.
Mom, I needed his help. And
Stay out of this, William.
His arm was severely burned. When I found him, he was disoriented. He was confused.
He was drunk. Why didn't you say it? Because it was your fault.
Me? Okay, look, I don't know exactly what you're talking about here, because when I got to the community center, I heard these fireworks start. I rushed out there. I tried to help him. He ran away.
He just tried
I don't want you defending him, William.
But, Mom, if...
He chased after you, didn't he? He didn't try to call us, your parents. He tried to cover up the goings-on at that teen center, the drinking, and God knows what else.
Just listen to me for 1 second, all right? First of all, I tried to reach you throughout the evening. Second of all, the community center was properly chaperoned, and what happened to Billy has nothing to do with it.
Was your fault. Was your responsibility. Now, you were told to keep your distance from my boy, or we would inform your superiors.
Mr. Douglas, please, just... let's all try to calm down just a little bit. Billy, obviously, your parents and I are having a communication problem here. Maybe you can help us out by telling us what's wrong here.
Look, I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, you are not to apologize for anything.
Billy, I think it might help if you just told us what's wrong. We could work this out.
We are going to work this out. We are going to work this out with your bishop. Now, let's go, son. Now!
Andrew, what's wrong?
I wish I knew. What have I done to these people? What they don't like my sermons? They don't like the teen center? What have I done to set them against me like this? And now they're going to carry out the threat. They're going to go to my bishop, actually go to my bishop.
And they won't tell you what about?
No, they just keep making these dark, threatening sounds, but they give me nothing concrete, nothing that I can deal with, nothing.
Andrew, I'm sorry. I hate to see you hurt like this.
Thanks. But the thing is, I got a feeling that they're going to hurt someone a lot more than they're going to hurt me. They're going to hurt their own son. What have I done to make the Douglases my enemy? Why are they so determined to keep their son away from me?
Maybe you're too permissive, too progressive. And maybe they think that's a bad influence on Billy.
It has got to be something bigger than that. And I'm going to find out what it is.
The Douglases, Bishop Levane.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome, Mr. Douglas. I'm Matthew McMahon.
How do you do, Bishop? This is my wife, Virginia, and our son, Bill.
How do you do? Nice to meet you. I understand you're a member of the vestry at St. James's Church in Landview.
Yes, we've just recently joined, but I am very unhappy with the goings-on there.
I see. Well, perhaps we'd all better sit down and relax. Maybe you can tell me what the problem is.
I believe I can cut to the heart of the matter. We are extremely upset about the rector at St. James.
Andrew Carpenter. Very good man.
So we thought at first.
I'm sorry?
My wife and I are extremely concerned.
I assume so. About
Andrew Carpenter.
What about him?
We think he's the last man who should be in the pulpit of a church, much less have any influence over the spiritual life in Landview.
That's quite an accusation, Mrs. Douglas. Why are you so against Andrew?
We've heard him speak from the pulpit about, well, deviant behavior. And in his personal life.
What about his personal life?
To put it mildly, he has been indiscreet and inappropriate. And our son, Billy, here has...
I'm sorry, I'm trying to follow you, Mrs. Douglas, but, Billy, maybe you can enlighten me.
I don't know anything about any of this.
I think we can leave Billy out of this. What we were talking about here is Reverend Carpenter's behavior.
Then I suggest you discuss it with Reverend Carpenter. Or failing that, one of your fellow vestry members.
We don't want a scandal.
Why should there be a scandal? I believe Vicky Buchanan is the rector's warden at St. James, a woman of great discretion. Have you spoken to her?
I'm afraid you're missing the point, sir. This subject is so inflammatory that we really have to talk about it with you and no one else.
You see, I'm not very good at riddles, Mr. Douglas. What exactly do you wish to talk to me about?
Perhaps Reverend Carpenter was a good man once, maybe even a good minister, but he seems to have lost his way.
This inappropriate behavior you mentioned?
Yes, well, I mean, inappropriate is not exactly the word. What we were talking about is indecent.
Mr. Douglas, if you have any kind of charge to make against Reverend Carpenter, or against anyone for that matter, I hope you will weigh your words carefully.
We have an obligation to our son and to all the young people at the church. We can't keep silent.
About what, Mrs. Douglas?
Bishop McVeigh, we believe that Reverend Carpenter is a homosexual and has made advances toward our son.